I was asking that, and they told me it was taken care of. So I thought we had the money to cover it.
We will call to order the regular April 27th, 2015 meeting of the Robertson County Commission. Please ask you to silence your cell phones. This time we will have the invocation given to us by Sheriff Holt. Would like for you to remember very closely the Gray family. Commissioner Bill Gray, his wife, and Commissioner Kevin Gray's mother passed away yesterday, and we certainly want to remember that family in your thoughts and prayers. Please stand to be followed by the pledge to the flag. Sheriff Holt.
Let's pray. Oh, gracious Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for granting us another day in your kingdom here on earth. Thank you for the sunshine. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for all the beautiful things that we see with our eyes that sometimes we just kind of take for granted. Dear Heavenly Father, be with this group of commissioners tonight as they debate and talk and discuss the issues that come before us that is important to all the citizens of Robertson County, that makes this place a great place to live and to raise our children. Thank you, Lord, for granting us this time, and we ask your blessings on each and every decisions made here tonight. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioners, if you'll press yes and confirm, you'll be registered into the voter system. There being 23 commissioners present, Commissioner Hoover absent, I declare that we do have a quorum. You have in your packet the minutes from the March meeting. What's your pleasure? Have a motion by Commissioner Baggett and seconded by Commissioner Roberts that they be accepted. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. So they are approved. We are honored this evening to have with us State Representative Sabi Kumar and the Comptroller from the great state of Tennessee, Mr. Justin P. Wilson, and the Chair will entertain a motion to make those two gentlemen and Ms. Jody Stewart, our Finance Director, members of this body.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Moore and a second by Commissioner Eden. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. So, gentlemen, Mr. Wilson and Representative Kumar and Ms. Jody, if you all will come forward, please. Comptroller Wilson, you are a member of the Robertson County Commission. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, I really am glad to be here, and I'm glad, first of all, when the comptroller comes to see you, usually it's not a very good sign. But I'm here now at the invitation of Representative Kumar, we call it Doc, who is, quote, just a freshman, but somehow or another managed to get on both the education and the health committees. That's 2/3 of our budget. Now, that's quite an accomplishment. And, you know, he's co-sponsored legislation on civics and efficiency in government and Second Amendment rights. He figured out a way, sponsored legislation that makes your life simpler and saves taxpayers money. That's exactly the way it's supposed to happen. And what he did, and this is worth repeating, if you haven't heard it, go see it, is he completely mesmerized the Tennessee General Assembly when we had a debate on what the state book would be, when he talked about his mother, India, and the Bible. Unbelievable, truly unbelievable. I'm really pleased to be here. And I'm here really to talk about what you did. And what you did is an enormous accomplishment. is that you are one of the 2 counties in Tennessee, we got 95 of them, who had an audit finding from my office with no findings. And in fact, you have to go back several years to find an annual report that had more than 1 finding. This is truly an accomplishment. I really cannot say enough about it. A lot of things about this that you do right. One of all is that you have centralized accounting, and your centralized accounting we actually use as a model for other for other counties to follow. You've got a staff that's professional, and they do their work and do it well. You got an audit committee. Well, that's no big deal in and of itself, except your audit committee actually functions and does things. And that's that is exactly what should happen. You've dealt with and understand your long-term liabilities, both your pension liabilities and your OPEB liabilities. And you actually look at your finances and your budget and your debt structure. Very complimentary and very good, and I certainly hope that you continue to do so, and there's every evidence that you will do so. In the next couple of years, we'll have legislation we pass that y'all have, I would expect, have no problem meeting, closing the books within 60 days, and documenting internal controls. I want to compliment you and thank you and say this a real accomplishment for which you should be very proud, and I'll expect you to continue. Thank you all very much.
Dr. Sabi Kumar.
Well, good evening. It's truly an honor to be here. And it was also a delight to receive a call saying, Comptroller Wilson wants to meet with you. He has good news. I thought it'll be money. But this is better. This is honor. It is a great compliment to our county, our community, the legislative body, as well as the people who keep track of the money and finances that we have done as well as we have done. The short time, I've been in Nashville for about 12 weeks or so that the legislative session lasted. It's been delight. People have been extremely kind, very receptive, very open. You can approach anybody, whether it is a fellow freshman or chairman of a committee. They'll take time, sit down for a half hour because you missed a meeting. Oh, let me update you. Our comptroller will buy you lunch anytime he can. It can be fancy or it can be pizza. He also comes by on Easter and leaves Easter eggs in your office that are hidden rather openly. But no, it's a delight about how welcoming and how open people have been. As far as the session is concerned, I could tell you it was a good session, but that's a judgment for you to make, really, whether it was good or great. But tremendous resources, very friendly and very open people. This session that lasted from early January to about a week ago, we had 1,400 bills introduced, out of which 550 passed. Over the later part of the session, we were doing 100 bills a day we were voting on and passing in the legislature. So much for prayerful thinking and consideration. You should be proud that we can pray very fast, really. The major highlights, I think all of you know about. Insure Tennessee failed twice in the Senate. On the other hand, K-12 standards revision of Common Core and making standards very meaningful, that did very well, and really it's an amazing compliment to the representatives, the Senate, and the governor's office, and the administration and the department that it passed the House 97-0, what was considered to be a contentious issue. People believe in standards, they have to be good standards, and the positive side to this was ultimately they followed the advice, well, not well, I had originally said the only way to make this thing work is talk to teachers, talk to teachers, talk to teachers. So now these standards will be revised, developed, and looked over by Tennessee teachers. And I think that's why it passed as well as it did. On the civics thing, Justin Wilson mentioned that now we have high school grads will need to take a civics test, which is a very simple test, at least knowing who's the president, vice president, and Supreme Court and how these things are, and before they graduate. And I think that was really a plus, and I was very, very proud of it. And again, on the lighter side, we made sure that if you call something Tennessee moonshine, it's made in Tennessee. Kindly help me, approach me, write to me, and keep in touch with me if you have a concern, an issue, or a question. I really, really look forward to being in touch, answering your questions. We may not agree at all times, but I would have an explanation that's reasonable. And if I don't, then help me. Thank you.
We are really grateful that Mr. Wilson would take time out of his schedule to come, and Dr. Kumar, we appreciate you and your words. And let me say thank you to Jody Stewart, the finance office, to every department head, every elected official. This was very much a team effort that we were able to come in this year with no findings and a completely clean audit, something that we are extremely proud of, because one snafu along the way, as innocent as though it might have been, and that would have cost us this honor. So thanks to all of you who have done just this for Robertson County. We're very grateful. Thank you, sir.
Come on, Jody.
Thank you. I don't have to be the only short guy. Amateur photo.
I'm going to ask the members of the Springfield High School mock trial team to come up here and stand behind me, please. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Springfield High School mock trial team, the state champion mock trial team. And what is even more incredible is this is the second year in a row they have been state champions. We say oftentimes that we put our students in Robertson County up against the best and the brightest in Tennessee, and this is a perfect example of what happens when we do that, because they were in competition with high schools statewide, public and private, and have brought back to Robertson County and to Springfield High School back-to-back state championship teams. So this evening, as we honor them, I'm going to ask their sponsor, Mrs. Hannah Locke Thomas, to explain to you very briefly the significance of what these extraordinary young people have done. Ms. Thomas?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for having us here tonight. This is my first year as sponsor of the Springfield High School mock trial team, but my golly, it has been an honor. Back in February, we did go to compete at the District 6 competition in Sumner County, where we defeated Beach High School to win the district competition, and then moved on to the state rounds at the end of March, where again we went up against high schools from across the state of Tennessee. When we made it to the final round, we played St. Mary's Episcopal School, a all-girls private school from Memphis, Tennessee, and the This team is made up of wonderful students who have worked extremely hard. They've dedicated their time to stay after school, to spend at night, at home, on the weekends, to make sure that they are the state champions to bring back home to Springfield High School. We will be moving on to the national competition in Raleigh, North Carolina in the upcoming weeks. We actually received a brand new case where we have a month to prepare. So this team has been working hard, and thanks to our attorney coach, Miss Lisa Richter, for all the work that she has done. Again, we will be competing against teams from across the United States. I believe South Korea and Guam will be there as well. So it is a national competition. So we thank you all so much for all of your support. We do have 7 seniors on the team, and 5 of them are missing their graduation in order to attend this national competition. So we are thankful for, again, each and every one of these members and our lead attorney sponsor, and thank you all so much for all of your support.
Mrs. Thomas, I'd like to read this proclamation very briefly or edit it. Whereas the Springfield High Mock Trial Team won first the District 6 Mock Trial Team competition in February for the 2nd year in a row. And whereas the team won the state competition in March for the 2nd year in a row. And whereas they will attend the national competition in Raleigh, North Carolina in May. And whereas the Springfield High Mock Trial Team won awards along their journey for overall performances, prosecution, and defense witness, just to name a few. And whereas the team has excelled, has shown excellent leadership from Lisa Richard, Hannah Thomas, and Tim Overstreet at Springfield High. And whereas the citizens of Robertson County commend the members of the Springfield High Mock Trial Team, I, Howard Bradley, as County Mayor, on behalf of all citizens, take great pleasure in proclaiming tomorrow, Tuesday, April 28, 2015, as Springfield High Mock Trial Team Day in Robertson County, and extend our gratitude and congratulations for this remarkable achievement. Once again, thank you. Can you get one of this? Can you get closer? Profile.
Emily, get in the front. Squat.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Could we just adjourn now? Would that be okay?
Yes.
Next are reports. 7.1 is from the Highway Department. 7.2 is from Animal Control. 7.3 is the trustees report along with the delinquent tax report. 7.4 is from the Regional Planning Commission. 7.5 is the inmate expense report. 7.6 is from EMS. 7.7 is from EMA. 7.8 is from the Fire Service. 7.9 is the Veteran Service Officer. 7.10 is from Solid Waste. 7.11 is the Financial Report. Those are the reports the chair has. What's your pleasure? Have a motion that they be accepted and ordered filed by Commissioner Adcock and a second by Commissioner Roberts. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. So they are approved. There being no elections or appointments for April. Next is public hearing for Planning and Zoning. I'm going to recognize Mr. Doug Vann, our Director of Planning. If you are here to speak in favor of or in opposition to any rezoning resolution, at the appropriate time, please stand when you're recognized and state your name for the clerk. Mr. Vann.
Mayor Bradley, the first thing I'd like to draw the attention to the report in your packet about the health and safety for 2014. If you have any questions on that one, I'll be glad to answer those at this time. But this is the annual report as required by law to present to you. The first resolution tonight is Mr. Brandon P. Powers. He's requesting 2.0 acres be rezoned from AG2 to R80. This property is located on Herbert Shannon Road in the 10th Civil District, 3rd Voting District. Planning Commission has evaluated this request and by a vote of 8-0 ask for your approval.
Anyone here to speak to this resolution? Mr. Van.
The other one, you want to do them both because the other one is
We'll have to have two separate votes, but we'll present both.
Second request is Ms. Amy Hicks. She's requesting 1.4 acres be rezoned from AG2 to C1 to operate a hair salon. This tract is located on Tennessee Highway 49 West. It's in the 13th Civil District, 10th Voting District. Planning Commission has evaluated this request and by a vote of 8-0 ask for your approval.
Anyone here to speak to this resolution? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing at this time and bring these two resolutions back to the Commission for your approval. Anyone care to make a motion regarding Resolution A? Have a motion for approval by Commissioner Brown, and someone will second it using their voter, and a second by Commissioner Stacy Moore. Voting on Resolution A. If you're in favor of Resolution A, please vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Mr. Moore, you having difficulties there? Okay. We need to get another battery.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Very good. Okay. There being 23 votes in favor, none opposed, one absent, I declare that resolution approved. The chair will entertain a motion now for Resolution B. Got a motion by Commissioner Randy Wilson. Is there a second? Second on there. Second by Commissioner Bill Moore. Any discussion? If you're in favor of Resolution B, question's been called for. Vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time.
There you go. Okay.
There being 23 votes in favor, none opposed, one absent, I declare that resolution approved. Mr. Hogue going to do the... Recognize Bob Hogue now of the Planning Office for a resolution to amend the Robertson County zoning resolutions in Article 1, 5, and 6. Mr. Hogue.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. You have before you a resolution that basically amends the zoning resolution in several ways. The first of which, Article 1 puts emphasis on that our zoning ordinance from this day forward will be to comply with 24 comprehensive growth plan, and in doing so, the second phrase is kind of a housekeeping on our part. Is an article that we've been working on in the Planning Commission for a number of months. Is to replace our parking requirements, which the current parking requirements that we got are over 30 years old. So that's part B. Part C is where we've realigned our residential zoning districts and created an actual new district that makes where we can comply with our 2040 plan with certain districts. It also eliminates all density bonuses that previously existed in the zoning resolution that would give people a bonus to have a sprinkler system in their subdivisions. So that part goes out, and there's actually a part 4 where there was actually a mention of this about the sprinkler systems in Article 11 and the requirements for a submission of rezonings, and that one phrase was eliminated also.
You were presented these amendments, Mr. Hogue, when was that, January, February?
We brought copies of this resolution to everybody at the last meeting.
Are there questions, Mr. Van?
Just a side note, the planning commission looked at these, and by voting 8-0, approved these and asked for your approval.
Any questions or comments from the body? Mr. Jackson?
What is on the sprinkler systems? Are they pulling it out where you do not have to have the sprinklers
They're-
in residential?
Well, it wasn't a requirement. It was an option that people that develop land had if they wanted to receive additional density, and that's been eliminated. So there's no chance of anybody requiring by getting an additional density bonus. That doesn't mean there won't be a developer who has a subdivision that puts it in there, but he won't be receiving a density bonus for doing so.
Other questions? Mr. Adcock?
Did this deal with the sprinkler systems on the 3-acre lots?
Eliminate them.
Eliminate them?
Yes, but it does not eliminate any approved subdivisions that receive this density bonus. If anything that was approved and got this density bonus stays as it is.
The questions? Commissioner Doris?
Hey, on that, by removing that though, we're gonna still have the infrastructure for the water system there, right? There'll still be enough water system there for fire hydrants and stuff like that, correct?
That will be up to the planning commission to look at and looking at that, see if it complies with the 2040 plan. But any subdivisions of significant density will now have adequate infrastructure for water systems, fire hydrants, etc.
Other questions? Question has been called for. Let's see, we need a motion first. Need a motion by Commissioner Baggett, and someone will second that, please. Seconded by Commissioner Duggar. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. There being 23 votes in favor, none opposed, one absent, I declare that resolution approved. Thank you, Mr. Hogue. Under new resolutions, Commissioner Adcock, are you doing the first one, the allocation of prior library donations?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lanny Adcock, who is chairman of the Budget Committee.
Fellow Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, this resolution is 0427-15028. It's for the library. It's some funds. Well, I make a motion to approve it.
Okay, have a motion. Is there a second? And a second by Commissioner Eaton. Mr. Adcock.
These are some funds that were allocated to the library, and they're just moving them for operational expense. Anybody has any questions?
Amount of $34,000. Ready to vote? Question has been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Being 23 votes in favor, none opposed, one absent, I declare that resolution approved. Recognize Commissioner Stacy Moore for the declaration of surplus property from the Board of Education. Chairman of the Education Committee is Commissioner Moore.
Ladies and gentlemen, county commissioners, county mayor, Mayor, Madam Clerk, I have resolution number 0427-15029, resolution to declare surplus property for the Board of Education as the owner.
Motion, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Roberts. Ready to vote? Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Being 23 votes in favor, none opposed, one absent, I declare that resolution approved. I recognize now Commissioner Haley to approve the deeding a portion of William Osborne Road.
Mayor, fellow commissioners, Madam Clerk, members of the audience, I present to you tonight resolution 0427-15030. It's a resolution to approve the deeding of abandoned portion of William Osborne Road. I move for its passage. Get a second.
There is a duly made motion. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Doris.
This strictly is a housekeeping measure for our body needs to make. In 1997, the road was reshifted, or was shifted rather, and we never officially abandoned the road bed, so we need to do that tonight, so that the adjoining properties of Francis Osborne and Jackie Arnold and Rebecca Arnold can take over this property.
Motion's been made and seconded. You ready to vote? Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Being 23 votes in favor, none opposed, one absent, I declare that resolution approved. And recognize now Commissioner Adcock. School fund. Resolution number 4, is that,
Let me give it to him.
Mr. Adcock?
Thank you, Mayor Bradley, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners. This is resolution 0427-15031. It's for the school fund. I make a motion we approve.
I have a motion, and is there a second? Second by Commissioner Couts. Any discussion? Question been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. There being 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent, let the minutes reflect that Commissioner Glover has left the chamber. So we now have 22 commissioners present. Next is budget amendment for general fund. Commissioner Adcock.
Number 6.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Mr. Bowens has that one.
Which number are you on?
This is number 5.
Okay.
Number 5. Mr. Bowens is up at number 6. Commissioner Adcock.
All right. This is balanced budget amendment number 0427-15032. I make a motion we approve.
There is a motion. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Hogan.
Question.
This is computer software is what it is, balanced budget.
Software. Question been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time.
we talked about this before.
Taking 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. Recognize now Commissioner Bowens for a budget amendment from the Highway Fund.
Rick Bradley, County Clerk, County Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen. I bring to you tonight Resolution 0427-15033. It's a resolution to amend the budget of Robertson County, Tennessee, to fiscal year ending June the 30th. This comes from the Highway Department. I move for the adoption.
A motion, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Hogan. You notice this is a balanced amendment. Any discussion? Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Mr. Vogel, are you still voting? Okay. There being 22 votes in favor and none opposed, 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. Commissioner Bowens.
Resolution 0427-15034. This coming from the Sanitation Fund. I move for the adoption.
A motion, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Eden. Any discussion?
It's a balanced budget.
Question has been called for. Seeing no objection to question being put, if you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Twenty-two votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent. I declare that resolution approved. Commissioner Bowens.
Resolution 0427-15035. This is a resolution amended budget for fiscal year Robertson County in June the 30th. This comes from the Highway Department also. I move for the adoption.
A motion for approval. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Jackson. Any discussion? Commissioner Eaton.
Commissioner Moore, they had enough money in their
Reserve.
capital outlay fund to pay for both of these machines?
They have money reserved for
I
this.
understand. Thank you.
Ready to vote? Question been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. There being 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. Recognize now Commissioner Vogel for the next 2 budget amendments, both coming from the general fund. Commissioner Billy Vogel.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Clerks, fellow commissioners, and ladies and gentlemen of the audience. Resolution number 427-150-36. If I can get a second, I'll make the motion.
Have a motion. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Adcock.
Okay, this resolution comes from the EMS, of course, the ambulance service. They sold some equipment, and they are, it's a balanced budget. They're spending the money to upgrade one of their ambulances. It's a balanced budget.
$2,000. Any discussion? Question been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. The 22 votes in favor and none opposed and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. Commissioner Vogel.
Okay, resolution number 427-150-37. This is from come out of our Building and Grounds Committee. It's capital outlay for various fiber optic cable from Comcast. It is a balanced budget, and what this, hey, can I get a second and I'll explain this?
Motion and a second by Commissioner Hogan.
All right.
Okay.
This, what this does, this connects the cameras from the other courthouse to this courthouse, and the parking lots will all be on the same picture and TV where they can, for security and other reasons, and it's just something that needs to be done to upgrade.
It's in the 21st century, or the 20th anyway. Any discussion? Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Twenty-two votes in favor, none opposed and 2 absent. I declare that resolution approved. Recognize Commissioner Duggar of the Delinquent Tax Committee for the purchase of delinquent tax property.
Mayor Bradley, Ms. Atchley, fellow commissioners, ladies and gentlemen of the audience, I make the motion to approve Resolution 0427150038.
Is there a second? And a second by Commissioner Haley. Commissioner Douglas.
Okay, this is about a half an acre on Fikes Grove Road in Cedar Hill. It's a piece of landlocked property. It's been, the county has owned it for a while. We've had a bid on it for $100 to adjacent property owner. The buyer would be responsible for the taxes that are in the trustee's office, and the ones in the clerk and master's office would be the ones that we would be forgiven. This would get it back on the tax rolls. We would advertise it, and it would go for auction if anybody else was interested in it.
Chair would say that this committee has worked very hard to get these properties back on the tax roll for quite some time, and this is another instance of their work. Any discussion? Commissioner Adcock.
The person purchasing it, do they have property adjoining?
This is adjacent.
So they won't be landlocked now?
No.
Other questions? Mr.
About
Eden.
how much are the annual taxes, just roughly?
I believe it was $200 or $300 owed for 13 and 14. The part that's forgiven is about $2,800.
Any other questions? Ready to vote? The question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. With 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. And we'll recognize now Commissioner Haley for a modification of the bond for the Register of Deeds. Commissioner Steve Haley.
Fellow Commissioners, I present to you Resolution 0427150039. If I'll get a second, I'll explain what we're, another housekeeping
Have a
measure.
motion, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Jackson. Commissioner Haley.
I call your attention to paragraph 2. It really explains what we're doing. When the bond was issued, they had incorrect dates, and this is a rider that will correct the dates to September 1 of 2018.
The amount of the bond remains the same.
Other change other than the dates. Mistake was made.
Question been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Hearing 22 votes in favor and none opposed and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. Recognize now Commissioner Stacy Moore, who is chairman of the Education Committee, to authorize capital outlay notes. Commissioner Moore, am I calling you out incorrectly? No? Okay. Okay. You have 2. Yes, but it's just one. It's just one. And
41?
40 and 41, 2 separate resolutions. I thought the action of the Budget Committee meant that one could be dispensed with. Mr. McAnulty, can you shed some light on that?
Oh, can we make him a member of this body?
I'm gonna have a motion to make Mr. Ashley McAnulty a member by Commissioner Haley, and second by Commissioner Couch. All those in favor say aye. Aye. So Ashley, if you will, come up and explain to the commission the discussion that has gone on with the Budget Committee about these resolutions, please.
This is resolution number 0427150040, and I'm going to let Mr. McAnulty explain.
Should we get a second? I'll second that, Susan.
About the resolution?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to read it?
Okay, Mr. McAnulty.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, commissioners, members of the community. Appreciate the opportunity to come before you tonight. The 2 resolutions that you have in your packet, the first resolution is to issue capital outlay notes in the amount of $2,700,000, and that includes the $700,000 that has already been approved by the County Commission for the administration building for the school, so that doesn't represent a new money piece for tonight's approval, but under state law is required to be included in this resolution to replace the old resolution. So the additional amount of $2 million was for the Watauga Elementary improvements. And this, in the Budget Committee, it was discussed, and I have copies of information that I'll pass around for those that are interested in reviewing. There were a couple of different options reviewed, and the decision was made in that committee to issue capital outlay, or to make a recommendation to the full commission to issue capital outlay notes for a 10-year amortization versus a 15 or 20-year amortization. So it was discussed, the reason being that 10-year amortization would reduce the amount of interest costs that the county would incur, and it would also result in a lower cost of issuance. This is the same information that was given out in the Budget Committee, if some commissioners already have that. So the 10-year would result in a lower interest cost, a lower cost of issuance versus a 15-year or a 20-year. And that's what the second resolution related to, was a 15 or 20-year bond issue. So the two resolutions, it's an either or. The recommendation of the Budget Committee was to approve the first resolution and to not vote for the second resolution.
Let me clarify one thing on the $2 million for Watauga. Let me explain what that is, just so everybody will know. The school board came back asking for $2 million for the renovation for Watauga, which includes a brand new roof for the entire building, 6 new classrooms, repainting the existing building, the Circle Drive, which is for safety, because if you've ever been there, and 41 is backed up both ways, so that loop will help in the future for growth. And then there was one more, the air conditioner. The HVAC needs to be replaced in the mechanical room, so that includes the additional money. They just didn't come ask for it. There are 5 different new phases to that renovation.
Commissioner Moore, you did leave out the most important part, and that's the 2 new bathrooms as well.
2 new bathrooms. Just to let everybody know, the Education Committee it was unanimous. We did ask the question about growth for Watauga with all the rezoning. They are shifting that way, so the Education Committee felt like it was needed, the $2 million to go on top of the renovation. So I wanted to explain that. They just didn't ask for $2 million. There's a reason.
Any questions for Commissioner Moore or Mr. McAnulty? Mr. Doris. Mr. Doris.
How long has it been since Watauga has it ever had an upgrade, or this first, how long has it been since?
25 years.
It's been 25 years, so that's one of the schools, and we still have Cooktown Elementary to renovate.
Well, actually, I think they actually did something in '94, so I don't know.
I think it was 94. Mr. Davis, I think, is somewhere.
Commissioner Duggar could probably shed some light on that. Commissioner Duggar.
No, I had a question.
Oh, okay,
okay. Okay, when we had the special call meeting and we had the presentation on this, does this include every option? You know, they spread it out, option 1. Is this every option approved?
No, not the gym.
Not the gym.
Not the gym.
So this is everything except the expansion of the gym?
Correct.
Okay.
Other questions? And Mr. McAnulty, let me be clear once again, because you all presented us 2 resolutions. Which one is this body being asked to approve?
It'd be the resolution that reads capital outlay note to Robertson County in an aggregate principal amount of not to exceed $2,700,000.
Okay, so that means the one that authorizes $2 million can be deleted.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to make sure.
And of course, these would be issued like your other capital outlay notes through a competitive bid among the local banks seeking the lowest true interest cost for the county, and we would have a 10-year amortization on the $2 million, 5-year amortization on the $700,000 for the administrative offices that have already been approved.
Ashley, can you get us another $2 million premium back on this one, too?
That's pretty hard to do on this size, but we'll do our best. Hopefully they'll bring that.
Any other questions for Mr. McAnulty or Commissioner Moore?
Mayor, let me include the $700,000. The school board is paying that. Okay, so just let's make that clear that as we take this vote.
Other questions? Mr. Vogel has called for the question. Any objection to the question being put? Seeing none, if you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. The 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent. I declare that resolution approved. Recognize now Commissioner Vogel for the final 2 resolutions under new resolution. This one for the general fund. Commissioner Vogel.
Mr. Chairman, again, Madam Clerks and fellow commissioners and ladies and gentlemen, this is Resolution 427-15042. It comes from our court system, and I'd like to have a second.
Motion is a second by Commissioner Couch.
Okay, this is a balanced budget. It was brought to us from Ms. Melanie Starks. The computers at juvenile court and general sessions need to be upgraded. They're shot. You know how computers are. Every 2 years they come up with something different and new. These funds, it makes it a balanced budget, is coming out of our computer reserve that we have with the fees we're getting out of the court system. And like I say, it's a balanced budget.
Any discussion? Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. There being 22 votes in favor and none opposed and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved and recognize Commissioner Adcock to amend the train energy saving contract.
Mayor Bradley, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners, this is Resolution 0427-15043. I make a motion we approve, and I'll try to explain it.
Have a motion for approval. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Jackson. Commissioner Adcock, you may explain what this is about.
Well, I'd like to amend this resolution. It includes the windows in the county office building here. And after review, we look back at the minutes. There's nothing in the minutes showing that we approved this through Building and Grounds. So we'd just like to take that part out and approve the other 2 amendments.
So there's an amendment on the floor to exclude the window replacement at the county office building. Is that correct? Is there a second to that amendment? Is there a second?
We got to do it before us?
We can do it on the screen. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Jackson, correct? Motion to amend, and then there's a second by Commissioner Jackson. Okay? So this is a motion to amend this contract to delete the language relative to the windows in the county office building. Commissioner Haley.
Are we gonna bring that back?
Yeah, it was just a matter of housekeeping. Some of them thought it was in there, some thought it wasn't, and our chairman went back, our secretary went back, checked the minutes, and it don't reflect that, so it's just go back through.
So we'll do this in May?
Yeah, make sure we've got it correct.
Everybody clear on this? This is for the amendment. If you're in favor of the amendment, vote yes and confirm at this time. If you're opposed to the amendment, vote no and confirm at this time. 22 votes in favor, none opposed and 2 absent. The amendment has passed. We are now back to the original resolution.
Make a motion we approve.
Commissioner Brown.
How does this change the financial impact? Is it just the 125 on the windows?
Yes.
So the number will actually change in here on guaranteed savings?
Yes.
What is that number that will guarantee us after the removal of the windows?
I'm not sure what that is. This will come back next month and be put back in, I'm sure. It's just a matter that it wasn't in the minutes.
How can we vote on something that's got a firm dollar amount when we don't know what that firm dollar amount is?
Well,
I'm just asking the question.
Randy, I don't know if can you explain it, Randy? We'll make him a member of the court. He's here with training.
I'll entertain a motion to make
So moved.
Randy a member of this body. It's in motion, and a second by Commissioner Brown. All those in favor say aye. Mr. Randy Malden of Train. And we'll see how he will respond to this. Mr. Randy Malden.
Good evening. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Answer to your question is, I can't give you an answer right now. We didn't know this was going to be taken out until I walked in tonight. So I look forward to seeing you in May.
Very good.
There is guaranteed savings involved, and that's probably your question, is the guaranteed savings.
Right, in other words,
Yes, sir.
actually this is directly related to that guaranteed savings, and thus the adjustment should have an adjustment on
Well,
that.
would it be appropriate to table all of it to the next?
I would say probably would be the best thing.
I mean, will it hurt implementation or anything
That's
like
my
that?
question. That's the chair's question.
The implementation right now is you've got a serious issue with the cooling tower. You also have other serious issues with the courthouse. Weather is being what it is in cooling tower. The heating season is upon us, as we've seen, with the exception of today and yesterday. But I wouldn't recommend. I'd recommend just if you're looking for my recommendation, go ahead and do what Mr. Adcock, Commissioner Adcock is saying. Just delete the windows now. Go forward with the two serious needs that you need, and we'll see you in May.
The chair would point out also that you will have a resolution regarding the windows in this building at the May meeting, and I think it's safe to say that the amount will be the same or lower. Is that not a fair statement? Because the reason Building and Grounds decided to bring this to you to amend that out was for the possibility of savings. So I want to be clear, we're not talking about more money, but the same or less. So, and the cooling tower is a matter we need to deal with expeditiously because there'll be no air conditioning while that's being done.
Thank you.
Other questions? Ready to vote? Okay. Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution as amended, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Jackson. Who's, yeah, Jackson. I'm sorry, it was Kathy Watkins. Misread that. Adcock, you are still voting. There being 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. Anything under old business? The chair has been given 2 items under new business which were considered this evening at the Budget Committee meeting. And I'm going to recognize Commissioner Adcock for the first one. And because of one particular matter in regards to Vanderbilt Hospital, should you decide to make this amendment, we will need to suspend the rules and come back and deal with this again. But Commissioner Adcock, you have the floor. Yes. It's number 30.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Bradley, Madam Clerk, fellow commissioners. This has been approved by the Budget Committee. It's $300,000. It's dealing with health care, medical services for the jail. I'll make a motion we approve.
Have a motion. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Farmer. You wish to explain, Commissioner Adcock?
We might want to make Major Crawford a member of the court, let him explain it, because they dealt with some issues.
Have a motion by Commissioner Couch to make Major Crawford a member of the body, and second by Commissioner Hogan. All those in favor say aye. Aye. So, Major Tony Crawford, you are a member of the Robertson County Commission. If you will come and explain to the Commission what you explained to the Budget Committee earlier.
This money will get us, we've got 2 more payments to make to our health care company down there to get us to June. This last year we had a incident down there where an inmate fell. It was he fell accident. We had to sell accident going above. We had mats on the floor, mats on the bunk, and he's had history of seizures. He fell. He found the only 2 pieces of unexposed concrete into place. His head had to have traumatic brain surgery at Vanderbilt, had to be flown to Vanderbilt. So the bill on that was $245,000. We've been in negotiation with Vanderbilt. They've been kind of playing rough a little bit on that part. We have not, with Clyde and Ryan and myself, we've got the bill now negotiated down to $69,000, but we have to pay this bill by Thursday to make the settlement. So and I can't make it because there isn't any money in the account right now. We're about at the end of the year. We've gone over our budget on that one. Also on my desk, I have $75,000 worth of bills, medical bills to go to Vanderbilt because I have one inmate down there with sickle cell anemia. His bills he has to have complete transfusions It's $25,000 every time he goes out. He's one of our county inmates, and he belongs to our county. We've had also one inmate with cancer this year, so it's been kind of expensive. And I'm in no position to negotiate that $75,000 with Vanderbilt at the same time that we're in a kind of a limbo on the other $245,000. So we get that paid this week on Thursday, get that done. I can negotiate on the $75,000.
Any questions for Major Crawford? Mr. Couch?
Do you recall how much we had set?
$800,000.
$800,000, so we went to $800,000.
Yes, sir.
Other questions? Everybody clear as to what you're voting on? There we go. Question being called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. Being 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent, I declare that resolution approved. The chair will now entertain a motion to suspend the rules so that this matter can be
So moved.
considered a second time. Motion by Commissioner Haley, second by Commissioner Eden. All those in favor?
Aye.
You will say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. So you will now be considering it for the second time. A motion by Commissioner Hancock. And if someone will second that motion, Commissioner Haley has seconded that motion.
Question.
Question's been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent. I declare that resolution approved. Also, under new business, there is also a resolution in regards to EMA. Commissioner Hancock.
Yes, this is a resolution to amend the budget. It's a balanced budget amendment. I make a motion we approve.
Have a motion and a second. Second by Commissioner Couch. This has to do with fuel in the EMA department that was underestimated. We're trying to make do until June 30 of this budget amendment.
And we've added a person there too, and so they're running more vehicles.
This is the first year we've had a full fiscal year to always.
How much is it?
$1,000.
I'll call for the question.
Question has been called for. If you're in favor of this resolution, vote yes and confirm. If you're opposed, vote no and confirm at this time. 22 votes in favor, none opposed, and 2 absent. I declare the resolution approved. Anything else under new business? Anything else under new business? Recognize now Commissioner Goins for the election of notaries.
Here, Brad, I make a motion to elect a notary, Robertson County for the state of Tennessee.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Jackson. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn. I have that.
Yeah, you're gonna get another one.